Let's talk about Ratchet and Clank on PlayStation 4. Despite being a fan of the early games, this game wasn't really on my radar much. It was just like, okay, cool, a reimagining, reboot, remake type thing of the original game. Cool, whatever. I had no idea what I was getting into though when I played the game because it's really great. It's spoilers for this review. I love this game. I love this game for a multitude of reasons. I think it's a little bit of different things. Number one, it's a fun, great game. The Ratchet and Clank gameplay concept and loop is just great. And then I guess on the flip side, there is a little bit of nostalgia there, kind of catering to my love of the franchise that I'll be honest, I haven't played in a while. Played the original ones, popped in here and there for the PlayStation 3 versions, but never really committed to finishing any of them. But what we get here with this new Ratchet and Clank is like a meta reimagining, retelling of the original story with new elements, new characters, stuff from the later games. And I think it works great. It kind of feels like a greatest hits collection of all the Ratchet and Clank games, but that's not a bad thing at all, especially because this is packaged into like a really, really good presentation overall. It's just synced up with the new movie releasing, the new animated movie. And so with that, you get sequences of the game, and then you get cutscenes that are actually taken out from the movie, which I had no idea. It seems pretty seamless to me. Graphically, they look different, but just in terms of structuring and telling the story, I didn't notice anything. But I will say visually, this game looks great, man. I just put together a new PC. I have a 980 in it and stuff, but just nothing beats like the level of detail and cool graphics in this game. Just the visual style is awesome. There's so much going on. There's always so many particle effects, characters on screen, backgrounds moving, things going on, and it's awesome. It's just got a gorgeous style. I love the characters. I love the look. Ratchet looks amazing and realistic and furry and expressive. It's all really cool. There's just so many good moments in this game. In the beginning of the game, not spoiling anything, you're on a moving train through a futuristic city. Some of the early Clank sequences are really great with a giant robot chasing you. It's just a fun-ass game. It's like a perfect little bit of like shooter stuff from like Jak and Daxter 2 and platforming. I think, honestly, I'll be honest with you, Ratchet and Clank, I think, does shooting in a platformer much better than Jak and Daxter did, or Jak, I guess, not Jak and Daxter. And what's great here about this game is just like the addictive nature of it, upgrading your weapons, using your weapons, making them more powerful, and unlocking new weapons, and just all that, these creative, awesome, cool weapons. You know, there's not as many new guns as I would have liked, but it's kind of like, again, a greatest hits collection of some of the awesome weapons from the earlier games. And I will say that, I think that's what Ratchet and Clank does really well. It keeps the pace good. This is a lengthy game, but you don't get bored. While you are doing a lot of shooting and jumping and platforming, there's other stuff there. There's long turret sequences, there's flying around in a ship, there's hoverboard races, there's grind boots, there's jetpack areas. The jetpack areas are great, really open up the game. Jetpack was a thing in the later Ratchet and Clank games that they included in this one, and it makes total sense because it's fun as hell. But seriously, something about the hoverboard and the grind boots is just so memorable. It's just like, it made some of the earlier games so great, and once again, it's great here. I think the only really disappointment is some of the Clank sections seems like puzzler for babies. It's just really easy, really simple stuff that I can kind of play with my eyes closed. Kind of boring. But what I didn't touch on is most of all why I like this game is just because it is just good old video game fun. It puts that joy and love of video games back in you. I haven't really played a cartoonery platformer type of game in a while, and here I am, and it's great, and all the bullshit of video games and cynicism and nastiness melts away, and I need that sometimes. I do wish this wasn't a PlayStation exclusive so everyone could play it because it's just that good, but I do want to know what you guys think about Ratchet and Clank down in the comments. What's your experience with the series? Have you played the older games way back in the day? Are you an old fan, or have you never touched these games and are looking forward to this one? Have you played it? Are you crazy in love with it like I am, or is it just me? Let's talk about it all down in the comments, but you guys know the deal. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the magic. This is where the real magic happens. I appreciate every click, like, subscribe, everything. But enough about that. You guys know the deal. I'm Jake Baldino. You can like me on Facebook, you can yell at me on Twitter, and you can subscribe because video games.